Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may He protect us both. May we both enjoy together. May we both exert together. May our studies become brilliant. May we not hate each other. Om, peace, peace, peace. Welcome to a special session of a talk during the Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is a day where all the students respect their gurus. When I say all the students respect their gurus, every guru is a student first and then a guru. Therefore, the guru himself pays oblations, salutations to his or her teacher, and it goes on. So that long galaxy of sages and saints, right from Vyasa to Vasista to everybody down the line, animate people who are living, the gurus, people who are dead and gone or become immortal souls, their ideas and ideologies, all these are the gurus, whether I can see them or whether I cannot see them. To invoke their blessings and seek their blessings, saying that henceforth, my only mission in life is to make my life more better than what it was yesterday. I invoke your blessings. So, till now, whatever happened, happened, says an individual. From now on, I will sit and try to analyze my own life vis-a-vis my own experiences, good or bad, and I'll keep on learning from them. This is what Guru Purnima in the olden times, the Himalayan saints, it comes usually at the time of July when it is raining and all the worms and insects come out of the ground. So not to disturb them or trample upon them, these sannyasis would stay in one place and then introvertedly sit in one place and study. The dedication of all the year round, whatever they have studied from various gurus, various acharyas, and they consolidate it and sit for this 30 days from one Guru Purnima to the next Guru Purnima. 30 days dedicated studies towards their own evolution. So symbolically, it also means 330 days or 335 days, I am roaming around in the world of experiences of sensual contacts and sensual enjoyments, completely involved in the world and its problems or enjoyment, whatever you call it. Whole year is gone by. At least now, let me sit and analyze, is this what I was looking out for? Is this what I wanted in life? So today, this is what is the promise every student undertakes when he is speaking about the Guru Purnima talk or listening from any Guru. Today's topic is a very common topic because everybody, whether we like it or not, have to act. So the topic today is karma rules. It's given such name, karma rules, because it can be interpreted in both the ways. The first way is there are certain rules to do a particular action, and whatever action is being done, our future life is determined by those actions added with the present actions. So they also have a say. We'll do it systematically. So first, when we say karma, there is nobody in the world who says, I don't do karma. Even while sitting here and talking to you, or you people sitting and listening with full focus, I presume, are breathing. There are a billion things going on inside me right now. Lot of things happening around to make us just sit in one place. So it's not that I'm immobile. Constant work is going on. Constant karma is going on. Action is inevitable. You cannot avoid it. Have to act. For sustenance, you have to act. Even breathing is an action. So we have to act compulsory. As soon as we are born, we cry, and only when we cry, we get the milk. Every aspect of our life, there needs to be some action. Now, all our education systems, college education, university education, everywhere, they teach different subjects based on if you study this, this is good for you. But not a single institution teaches us how to act. They may tell us what to act, but not how to act. And this education is not there other than the scriptural textbooks of the Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana. It's not there available. So we start by analyzing what kind of action, where is the world? One school I was going long time back to teach them students, and the main headmaster asked me that, sir, I want to take the children to picnic. Can you suggest a good place? And I said, yeah, it's about time you took them to a picnic. Take them to jail houses. Take them to jail houses. Let them meet the prisoners. You can plant some prisoners, police officers as prisoners there. They can tell the story of how they took life of crime and how they are paying for it. You can take them to rehab centers in the country and let them find out what happens if you consume drugs. Before the world teaches me how beautiful it is to do the wrong things, I should learn how wrong it is to do these things. That education is necessary. So rather than jumping into what is the right type of action, we have been living. All the people come and say, we have been living for 30 years, 40 years, 70 years. Now you are teaching us what is the right action. Yes, because it's there in the Bhagavad Gita. That's all. Whatever years we have lived till now, we have lived. Doesn't matter. Was it qualitatively good? I don't know. There were good experiences, there were bad experiences. But who is the person who doesn't want to better his experiences by doing good karma? So everybody is supposed to listen. First, what is happening in the world? In the world, in the name of karma, all wrong choices of decisions are being made. First, I choose a particular karma, I choose a particular activity, I choose a particular vocation of studies, a stream of studies, because my friends are doing it. You know that Anthony did it. He went into commerce, and then Rohit went into commerce. Then Jay Shankar went into commerce, and then there's so many people who went into commerce. All my friends, Therefore, the choice was very easy for me. I also do commerce. This is herd instinct. So whatever everybody does, I will do. Let's do MBA. Why everybody is doing? Therefore, we should do. Let us do computer engineering. Why everybody is doing? Therefore, we should do. By word of mouth, whatever people say, we do it. This is by herd instinct. Animals move through herd instinct. There's a true story of sheep, around 2,500 sheep falling down from a cliff. Some of them dead, and the others who fell on the dead sheep were completely injured and marred. They were of no use for themselves and anybody else. 2,500 sheep leapt from the cliff. This was a newspaper item in Turkey. Herd instinct. Everybody is doing, therefore we should do. One way of choosing something, choosing a particular activity. Second way of choosing an activity is result orientation. I don't know whether I want to do this action or not, to choose this profession. But that person did it, and look where he is or look where she is. We are influenced by the rich and famous, suited booted personalities moving around in Mercedes Benz and all big cars, showing off their wealth. And other people look up and say, my God, so what did he choose or she choose? So become that, I will also do that. People jump into that, looking at the result of so-called money and success. Second. Third way is peer compulsion. My own parents pushing me out into a particular activity because they find it comfortable living. So if the father is a doctor, the mother is a doctor, the son had a daughter, he has to be a doctor. If the father is an engineer, the mother is an engineer, we have built a particular setup, you also get into it. Problem is, majority of people, if not all, look at the result that comes, look at the success that comes, and jump into that activity. I want to do, what's it called? Shares, buying and selling of shares. Why? I am interested in it. Why? Money. I want to get more money. There's actually a person called on us and said that, sir, I'm very happy, but I have not slept for a week. I'm very tired. I said, for a week, everything is all right? Your wife is all right? Yeah, she's all right. What about the two children, two girls, sweet girls, small children? Oh, they are very good. They are like angels, no problem at all. So what are you physically all right? Any disease? No, nothing, sir. We are perfectly. Then why are you not sleeping for past 1 week? Sir, last year, my business gave me a net profit of 100 crores. I said, congratulations. It's a pretty big amount. Very good. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Then still, I can't understand why you're not sleeping. Next year, sir, please teach me how to make 1,000 crore. This is a motivation. If we get to 1,000 crore, are they going to be happy? So this is where the world is doing its choice of action. And irrevocably, everybody starts doing activities based on this is the result I want, success or money, acquisition and enjoyment, which we did in Bhajagovinda. Everybody moves into that and they start doing an activity where they are least interested or not interested at all. This kind of an activity where I am not comfortable, I am not interested in it, and yet I have to do, is called paradharma. Para means alien, dharma means nature. It's an alien nature. It doesn't come naturally to me. Paradharma is activities where I am not interested. There is nothing inside which says I should do it. But because of some social pressures, some peer pressure, some family pressure, I have to do it. So when anybody says to us, sir, actually I don't want to do it, but we have to do it. No, it's one of the most irritating lines. I have to do it. No, you don't have to do it. What is going to happen? You will die, they will die. Big deal. You don't have to do it. It's a wrong way of going about any action. But this is paradharma, alien nature. I am interested in something, but the world wants something else, therefore I do it. And you will be successful also. There is this beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Swadharme nidhanam shreya. It is better to die in Swadharma. Paradharmo bhayavaha, frightful. Paradharma is very frightful. Why? You will never be happy. You'll get everything. You want money, you will get money. But that money will be the cause of your misery. You want family, you will get family. But the family will be the cause of your misery. Every time it will be the same. If today's assets, wealth is making me happy, then tomorrow the lack of it, I will suffer. If today my small family, whatever be the size of the family, my small family is responsible for my happiness, tomorrow that small family will get disintegrated, they'll get separated, they'll move on in their own ways, and I will suffer. I will end in misery. But I'm doing why? Because everybody is doing it. This is paradharma. It is not my field, but I do because I'm forced to do it. There are two forces, says Swami Vivekananda. There is one force which wants to express itself from within me. And there is other force pushed by the external situation and circumstances which push this inner force down. The whole stress and strain is the struggle between the inner force and the external pressure. The more the external pressure wins, I become a slave. The more the inner expression wins, I become more and more freer. So this is the way it is. So rather than choosing from the worldly point of view of either the parents saying something, teachers saying something, anybody saying something, find out what you want to do. So let's understand first what is a karma. Karmano gatihi says, Bhagavad Gita says, it is very difficult to understand karma because it's got so many filaments. So many filaments. So it's very secretive. Let's find out, let's track down what is karma. Knowledge in Vedanta flows from known to the unknown. Take it. It's that. Always from the known to the unknown. Not we know, action. I am acting. Action springs from desire. A desire to act. This desire springs from thought. Thinking of an action. That's it. The last I know is the thought. I just thought about giving a talk. Therefore, a desire developed to share this knowledge with everybody. Therefore, the action is talking. That's all. But from where the thought has come, it has to come somewhere, right? There has to be some source from which this thought has developed. So, a concept, a theory, a name is given for the seed of this thought which has risen. And the seed is called Vasana. Vasana means the seed of the personality which gives rise to thought, which gives rise to desire, which gives rise to action. Vasana, it's the main thing. Based on these vasana, whatever is your vasana, you will act accordingly. If the bundle, the majority of the vasana is doing some activity, singing or dancing, you will do justice to that only. So a person who is the greatest cricketer, has cricketing vasanas, cannot jump into singing because singing pays more. A singer cannot jump and become a cricketer. Each one has got their specific vasanas, specific built-in desires, and they have to function according to that. 3 types of action, each vasanas determined. One type of action, selfish action. Selfish action is a person who has constantly this one thought: what will happen to me? What will happen to me? Will I be all right? I hope everything is okay with me. When I'm getting old, I should not be troubled. I should maintain my relationships accordingly. Therefore, I should be taken care of. God knows what life will bring. Every time they talk, every time, you just watch it, including yourself. Don't watch the other person, you watch yourself only. I will always talk based on I, me, and mine. This is what happened to me. This relationship is mine. This is how I acted. I am acting. I will act. I, me, and mine, whole life. Whatever they do, they will do only from the point of view of what will I get in return. Constant focus. This is a selfish activity, selfish vasanas or selfish desires. So for a betterment of understanding, we'll just put it as desires. Desires that are selfish by nature. All activities indicating to myself. Second quality is unselfish desire. Unselfish desire is a thought where they say, what can I do for you? After you. In cities, when you go on streets, when you stand, the people I've seen standing on a two-wheeler and the signal is on. The signal is red, and yet people behind are honking away to glory. And you look up and say, it's red, man. How can I go? But they are honking. Move, 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 go ahead. Everybody is in a hurry. So unselfish is allowing them to go. Unselfish is an attitude of helping people. Unselfish is trying to help an orphanage and eventually taking a photograph with the orphanage children, saying that I was there, and show the photographs everywhere. 1,000 rupee donation and your name should be there. Amazing. There have been people asking, if I want to contribute, will I get an ATG rebate, tax rebate? I told some people that there was an earthquake in one of the states and they were coming from that state. I said, why don't you collect some money and give it? It's your people. It's the same caste. Your people. At least give it through them. Forget about others. Give it to them. And these people, one of the ladies said, sir, actually we can't give right now, but maybe after 15 days we'll give. I said, they are dying. People are dying. They need funds. They need money. What are you doing? He said, no, because it's not declared as a national disaster. I couldn't get it. I said, what is the meaning of national disaster? No, when it is declared national disaster by the government, we get an ATG rebate, 100% discount, deduction. When I help my son, my wife, my husband, my parents with a little bit of money, do I seek rebates? What kind of an attitude this? Even while giving, I'm looking what can I get out of it. So where is the charity? Unselfish is where you are giving. and in the end you get, but you are better than selfish. When a person is selfish by nature, agitation is 100%, because every time the world needs to cater to me, this individual. Unselfish, you are thinking about the other person also. I have an apple, I see a hungry child, I cut the apple and I am also hungry. So I give that child half and half I eat, or 1/4 I eat. Little for you, but a little bit for me, sustenance. This is unselfish. Quite a lot of people are unselfish when they are talking about spiritual evolution, selfish to unselfish. Unselfish people or selfish people can never understand unselfish activities. Just as unselfish people can never understand selfless activities. Selfless activities means there is no ego in this person to arrogate the action to himself or herself. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Not my will be done, thy will be done. तन मन धन सब तेरा, सब कुछ है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा. Everything is yours. What is mine? We sing Om Jai Jagadish Hare. And then when somebody comes and says, this is my wife. Here, no, this is my house. You saw my new car? See, standing there. In 2 seconds, what I gave the whole thing up, mentally saying, Tan, Man, Dhan, Sabte, everything is yours. Who am I to arrogate anything? In an instant, I take everything back. This is not prayer. This is not prayer. Selflessness is where you are something which you need to do for the society. And you're doing it out of your own compassionate heart. This is the selflessness of gurus. Gu means remover. Ru means darkness. Guru means remover of darkness. What is this darkness? Agyanta, ignorance. So when this gurus or so-called guru is teaching somebody a better life, what do they need? What does anybody think they need? Their sustenance is minimum. They are not dependent on emotional support of the world. They have understood what reality is. Therefore, they are not going to various sources, so-called, for different ideas and ideologies to be learned from them. Completely self-sufficient, self-poised, and self-pleased. This is a true guru. The vision of a Vasista or a Vyasa sitting on that ice-capped mountain of the Himalayas. What do they need? How much? They don't need anything. Then why do they do what they do? Teach others out of compassion, out of a heart which says, may you live a better life. That's true guru. So this attitude of selflessness, intelligent people understand, when I was selfish in life, thinking only of myself. Imagine a family where there is a husband, wife, and 2 children, and the husband is coming home every time completely drunk, sozzled with drink, and he just comes and sits. He is not bothered about whether the wife has eaten anything or not, or food is there in the house or not. He is not bothered about the children's education. Nothing is bothered. He is bothered about whether I can get my food, my drinks. That's it. All my physical needs are to be taken care of. I'm done. That person is fed by the same wife. But when he is fed, it's literally like throwing food before a dog. She puts a plate, a little bit of roti, sabji, or whatever it is, just dumps it and goes away. This is the way. One day, suddenly the man realizes, what am I doing? If tomorrow I drink, something happens to them and they are not there, what will I do? How will I live a life? They, my wife and children, have dedicated their life for my sake. The least I can do is to think about them a little bit, not more. Nobody wants 100% support. Just a little inkling of an idea that, don't worry, darling, I'm there with you. They don't need. No wife needs the help of the husband. That Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he says that lady who goes through the worst pain of her life, a childbirth, when she gets a cut in the finger, she comes to you and says, look, it's hurting. Can you see the irony? It's saying it's just a little bit of attention. That's all she needs, nobody else. Same thing for the children. Can I think for them? Enough of living life for my sake. Now, I will think about them too. And the same person comes home sober, buys something for the wife. It can be a very simple flowers or something. Buy something for the child, a toy, a chocolate. That time also, just a little bit. And how are you? Did you eat? That time also, the husband is fed. But now he is fed as a human being with all the love. This is the difference between selfish. As soon as he starts thinking about others, even in his own family, he becomes unselfish. His happiness increases proportionately. And when I say proportionately, it is not AP, it is GP. AP is not arithmetic progression. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, that is AP. GP is geometric progression. It multiplies. It is 6 into 6 into 6, not 6 plus 6 plus 6. That's the way happiness increases. So from selfish person, unselfish, happiness becomes double fold. Now, when he's become unselfish and he's sharing his happiness, his wealth, everything with the other person, he's more happy. She's more happy. And they have learned the trick. When a little I opened up my heart and thought about somebody else, my happiness increased. What would happen if I don't think about myself at all? If I don't think about myself at all, and I try to do whatever is good for everybody, naturally, seek the higher, lower is taken care of. I will be taken care of. My sustenance, my needs, everything will be taken care of. Thinks that individual. And from unselfish, he becomes selfless. No ego. Now the beauty of no ego is what? When I do a particular action and I don't attribute that action to I am doing it, then I am not responsible for the results, good or bad. I don't do that particular action because of some entanglement that the world will offer me. Because this person doesn't look for anything from the world. Then why does he do it? Because that's what he's supposed to do. That's what she is supposed to do. Selfless activity. And coming from this selfless activity is life, is happiness, is genuine emotion towards each and every one. Three people functioning, working. One rishi was coming from far. He saw one person near the pavement, temple's pavement, and he was hammering with a chisel and hammer. He went to that man and said, "What are you doing, my man?" He said, "Can't you see? I'm working for money." He said, "All right." He goes inside. It's just being made. The temple structure is being made. And outside in the courtyard, another man is chipping away at one of the walls. He goes to that man and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Guruji, namaste. Can't you see? I'm taking care of my family by working here. My wife and children." He says, "Very good. Lovely." He goes inside and there is a person who is making a platform on which the idol is supposed to be there. And this Rishi goes and asks, what are you doing? The same chisel, the same hammer with everyone. He's asking, what are you doing? He says, I'm making a beautiful house for my God. Same chisel, same hammer, three people working the same way during the same time on the same structure. The difference is in attitude. True karma is functioning on that attitude. I am not doing anything for myself. It's that higher reality which is functioning through me. And when you understand this, selfless activities, then you automatically don't want anything from the world. The world can't tell you, you become the untouchable. The world can't tell you, do this, I will give you this. I don't want to. But some action you have to do. As we started the class, action is inevitable. So what kind of an action a person will do when he has nothing to take from the world? Well, he'll be doing an action which he loves, which she loves, and they don't want anything from the world. Any action which is done for its own sake, without by spoiling it, by what is going to come if I do this, is called Swadharma. Swadharma is my own nature. Now, because there is no pressure, external pressure khatam ho gaya. There is no pressure because you don't want anything from anybody. You are enough to sustain yourself. Complete independency. I've explained this before. The first step of evolution is where I am aware that I'm dependent on the other person. When I say dependent on the other person, I'm talking about financially, physically, even emotional solace. Even my ideas and ideologies from the other person is dependency. When you are dependent, and by studies and analysis, you come to a state where you say, I don't need anybody. I'm completely independent. I can live alone and I'm perfectly all right alone. State of independence. You don't need anybody now. No relationship is required to maintain your sanity. You are alone and you are happy as you are. Third stage of evolution. Many people stop here and think that's evolution. No. Third stage of evolution is interdependency. Now, since I have become independent, I can help others to become better than what they are. Through study and through education and through analysis. Launch into that. Now, hand will never be like this. For please give me something so that I can sustain myself. Please give me something from my relationships so that look at me once and I will be happy. Please give me some ideas and ideologies in your presence so that I can be happy. No. I am no more dependent. My hand will never be like this. It will be like this. Now, from being provided for by the society, by my parents, brothers, sisters, husband, wife, children, now I have become the provider. And the power of the provider is stunning. Because they can go on providing, and the more you provide, the more you give, the more you get. That's the law. Every rose is red because it absorbs all the 6 colors and gives out red. Therefore, a rose is red because it gives out red. You are known by what you give. A person who is doing swadharma is completely doing justice to his or her talents. Nothing else in the world matters but that. Nobody, I repeat, nobody should compromise on their swadharma thinking about what are the other duties and responsibilities they have to perform. If you do that, you compromise on the Swadharma, never be happy throughout life. Other people will be happy with your duties and responsibilities, but you will not. With this Swadharma, you understand something else. You look at life in a different way. Life or action, every action for that matter, has got 5 constituents. The first constituent is called adhisthana. Adhisthana means a background for a particular action. Second is called karma. Karta. Karta means doer of that action. I'll explain it to you. Third is karanam. Karanam means instruments for that particular activity. Fourth is chesta. Chesta means, okay, I know that activity, what should be the process of that particular activity. Fifth, daivam. I'll explain what daivam is. First, a background has to be prepared. Adhishthanam, the base has to be prepared. So take an example of farming. A land has to be there which needs to be tilled. Adhishthanam. A farmer has to be there to do that particular activity. Karta. The bullocks have to be there, the tractor has to be there, the plow have to be there to till the land. Seeds has to be there, water has to be there, all these things. This is karanam, instruments. How to go about it? You till it in a particular way, you put the seedlings in a particular way after a gap between two, can be 2 feet or 1 feet or even 6 inches. All that, when to put the fertilizer, when to put the water, how long it should take, everything. There is a process for it. Chesta. After that, the fifth one, daivam. Daivam is a beautiful concept. Daivam is that invisible force which I have no control on. I'm saying this again. Daivam is that invisible force on which I have no control. I did all the 4 processes perfectly. Suddenly rain comes, flood comes, drought comes, and the whole thing goes away. It's completely destroyed. People say, why did God do this? Daivam means God. Why did God do this? Or why it is written on my head like this? This is kind of land. Intelligent people don't get into that. So as soon as I point a finger outward and say, why is this happening? Why are these people doing this? Immediately Vedanta comes and says, look, don't point your finger outside. The world is not to be blamed for your agitations. You should not and you cannot blame it. Certainly, the world is not responsible for agitations, for my agitations. Then the person says, okay, the world, now I'll put the finger, the world is not agitated. And what do I do with this finger? I don't point it towards myself still. It's on top. Why is God doing this? God doesn't do anything. He gives all the equipments for you to do, but he doesn't do it. God doesn't do it. He is like a petrol in a car. Petrol is there, but the decision which direction the car should go and how speed and how much is depending on entirely different equipments. Petrol has nothing to do with that. So God is also like that. You can't blame God, say that why are you favorite to me? Why are you favorite to that person? Can't do that. God is not responsible. You are responsible for your own actions. I am not paid for my actions. I am paid by my actions. So the third step is my actions come back itself and hurt me or make me enjoy life. And that is called karma. So every action I do in life, every action, it has got twin effects. One, I feel good. So a good action, I feel good within myself. I feel glad. That is one result. Second result is going outside, and it comes after a certain period of time. So a person who is trying to do good, they will be happy, and the good result will come to them as punya. A person is vicious and bad, however it is, they may feel a little bit of happiness by doing that, but that thing will come back again and it will become papa, and they will pay for that. All my punyas, when it gets accumulated as good deeds, all my papas which gets accumulated as good deeds or bad deeds, no sorry, as bad deeds, they are all come under this preview of daivam. So whenever a person cries over anything, the responsibility, the onus of that agitation is on him or her only. Other person is not supposed to be blamed at all. Every aspect. So it is my conscious actions. Listen to this carefully, okay? It is my conscious actions that create my subconscious or unconscious thoughts. No, no, sir. Actually, in philosophy, you are saying it a little wrong, because it is unconscious is so powerful. Conscious is very less. So conscious comes from unconscious. Okay. If we take that, conscious comes from unconscious, then who's in control of your life? Sir, unconscious. So you are getting into the gray area of unconscious. What is this unconscious? No idea. No. Therefore, Yoga Vasishta, the Vasishta Guru or Vyasa, they say it is your conscious efforts that make everything, every aspect of your life. So consciously, what can I do? Each and every time, out of these five activities, including Daivam, focus on the first four. Pick up a field of activity which you love. Please pick up each field of activity, one field of activity which you really love, which comes naturally to you. When you do any activity which you love, you don't need external compensations or push to do that particular activity. You do because you enjoy it. You do because you enjoy it. We used to play table tennis or cricket when we were younger, and we used to play for 3 hours, 4 hours. Nothing out of it in the sun. Why? Enjoyment. You enjoy it like you enjoy sports. You enjoy it like you enjoy dance. You enjoy it like you enjoy singing. You enjoy it like you enjoy painting, writing poetry, anything which you do, which comes naturally to you. Pick up that field. Now you don't want anything from that activity. Do it. All this subject of Vedanta focuses one's energy towards that field of activity which doesn't need to be done. Sir, I have to look after my children. No, sir, I love to look after my children. Yes, there is no compulsion in Swadharma. You may do the same activity, we may do the same activity, but the only difference is how many times there are in certain countries, they are afraid of marriage because they see it's a huge commitment. Huge commitment. After a year, supposing I get bored with this person, supposing I go bored with that person, huge commitment issues. In India, we don't have that problem. If any relationship has the basis of love. How many times can you take that person's name? 1,000,000 times, and yet you will not be tired. Why? Because the basis is love. But if the basis is compromise, then every relationship, every karma, every action, every activity will lead to monotony. And people will come and say, this work is so monotonous. When we went to our Guru, when I went to our Guru and said that, how can I talk of Vedanta, the same concepts, and expect people not to get bored? Because I'll be saying the same thing again and again. No? How? He made this beautiful statement. He said, don't focus on what they are learning or they are going to learn. Are you convinced about the philosophy? Do you believe on the supreme reality? Do you believe in selfless activities? Do you believe in Swadharma? If yes, then you forget about convincing people. They will automatically be convinced. Your focus, you made this statement, I'm making the statement to all of you. Our focus should be study, analyze life, keep on gaining more and more knowledge, and fill this pond of life full of experiences, great experiences, having fun with it. Each and every moment, a beautiful moment. Once we have understood that, and the water is full in this pond, people who want water, which there are, everybody wants water, they will put pipes into you and draw the water out. After that, there is no doing, there is only being. When you do your swadharma, when you do karma properly, and you understood the rules of the karma, of what to do, when to do, and how to go about it, and what to avoid, then your own karma becomes the master of your own destiny. There is no third factor in our life except my own karma. And that my own karma is not in the past, not aneka janma, what lives I have done. My own karma is what I am going to do today. Am I making each and every moment of my life count? When we understand this, we have understood the genesis of karma, what it is, and how to act without getting agitation at all. Like Lord Krishna functioning in the Mahabharata war, fighting it, looking at the bloodshed everywhere, and yet there was a perennial smile on his face. Can our life be such, where we are living in this world, we are tackling every aspects of every relationship around, and yet at the end of the day, we are always happy and always smiling? If you do that, you have understood a little bit of what spirituality and this lovely subject of Vedanta is all about. We'll conclude the talk. Just want to make an announcement. We completed Bhajagovindam session 2 weeks back, and we did 31 verses of Bhajagovindam, which I think you enjoyed. And after that, we did a summary of the whole verses, ending the text. So many people were confused that did we have a 11 o'clock class today? Since the text was over, there was no 11 o'clock. Therefore, I thought anybody who followed the text till the last, they would have understood that there is no lecture at 11 o'clock. The class is at 6 o'clock today. So that's just one thing. So I apologize if any inconvenience is there for anybody. Very soon, I'm not saying when, but very soon, perhaps in a week, 2 week, 3 week, or maybe the first week of September latest, we will be doing another text of the great Adi Shankaracharya called Atma Bodha. So We'll wait and watch and hope to see you soon. We'll chant too. Oh, oh, oh.